Okay, I have difficulties to open up this portal, yeah. So I hope that by the end of this class, you can open up the portal and you have scanned yourself, yeah. So we proceed with the syllabus, okay. Any question from the previous classes? We're up at chapter 7, yeah, bus industries. And then the most important thing, the bus industries, is how you calculate the bus ticket, yeah. And everything include all the variable, 9 to 10 variable, you calculate it. And then at the end, you divide it and you can get the total actual price that you're going to sell to the customer. And then please be reminded that whether you are actually making profit or loss in the bus industries, it's up to you to organize the thing. Because at the current moment, at present moment, we have so many things involved, yeah, especially on the target group, yeah, and then the government requirement, traffic jam, yeah, and then so many competitors that we have in the market. So you should determine whether that one is making profit or otherwise. It's up to you, lah. Yeah? Yeah. Number one, what we studied in previous classes was uh, express bus. Number two is stage bus. Yeah, express bus and stage bus. They got the similar calculation. Yeah. And then at the same time, you have to look into the book. Yeah, as what maybe I left behind. Uh, I never discussed on that, but you have to check in the books. Yeah. This one is the level one for you to do it. Yeah. Okay, for today one, we're going to go for the same thing. Yeah, the same thing. Uh, Regarding this taxi and limousine. And then before we go to that, and the page 62, you can see that it's page 62, yeah, in the book, a justification for price, ticket, or charges. Yeah, justification for price, ticket, and charges. They got altogether 10. Want to make a justification. Number one, they got the fuel price. Any transport movement, a, a fuel price is playing the important thing that you have to consider, because the price is keep on changing up and down, and then it will affect the end price and your profit. Because even you increase by 10 cents, so they will increase, they will affect on your profit, fuel price. And then all the time fuel increase frequently, and this invite to uncertain and reduction of business profit and sometimes loss. This one is very important for you to consider. Okay. Okay, number one. Number two, they said the wages. The wages include your salary, overtime, the incentive they given. Normally, if bus industry, they have people, the manager give the driver money, pocket money, yeah, ataupun claimable money for them to go, for example, outstation. Yeah, outstations more than 92 kilometer. Now we have two drivers there. Maybe they want to overnight and have the body fresh and then so on before they are going to have the next uh, trips. Yeah, that one is need money. That one you call it wages also lah. Wages, WAGES. And then to consider that every year that increase of salary by 4%. For today's this month, they are getting about 1,200. Next month and next year, maybe 1,240. Lebih kurang macam tu lah. About 4% every year. This one is fixed, yeah. Sometimes for those who are actually fix their salary, it's okay. Sometimes the industry, they don't want to give this one. They are based on incentive. But the most important thing that required by the government, they have to give at least minimum wages to the salary to the drivers for them to survive. And then the trips incentive is based on what actually the organization's punya, incentive given to that particular driver. Sometimes take home pay about 2,000, 2,500, 3,000. When they work in the container haulage, maybe 4,000. Yeah? Take home pay lah plus their salary. Yeah? Salary is normally in transport industries now is 1,200 ringgit. Yeah, minimum. Yeah, they can start at 1,005 up 1,008, 2,000 ka. Based on the capacity and capability for that particular company. Yeah. Okay, number three, they kata capacity of fuel, capacity of, kita dah masuk sini ya. Capacity of bus, ya. Bus, page 46. Capacity of bus, some bus capacity 20, 30, and 40 numbers of sitting, yeah, places. And then to calculate this, actually whether you are actually making profit more or less based on the number of the sitting place, yeah. Calculate profit are based on average passenger each movement. Ingat tu. So if the sitting place, sitting number of sitting place 24, you divide by 24. How much is because if 30, you divide by 40. Advantage for those who are actually have the big number of sitting place, for example 30, and then you can get profit more lah. And to be considered that when you drive 40 seaters buses from here to Johor Bahru, you cannot charge the same price as people charge you 24 seaters or 26 seaters, yeah. Tak boleh. So you have to charge client less than 24 seaters. Itu maksud dia. And then number 4, you have to consider the target group, yeah. So you have to consider target group because target group is playing important part, yeah. Target group. Kalau target group banyak, that means you are actually in long term, your company is making profit. Okay. Kalau katakan target group tak banyak, that means you have to consider reducing, yeah, reducing the number of fleets, yeah, at one particular time to make sure that at the end you are going to make profit. Yeah. Okay. That one 4. Number 5, condition of the bus. The condition of a bus also playing important role. Yeah. Because normally
Doctor, we cannot hear you.
okay, normally people are talking about the target group just now, yeah, target group. And then the number 5 is condition of the bus. And you have to consider all the cost, installment, age, gadget, cushion, air cooling, and space. And then this one is the customer preferences lah, yeah, for that particular movement, yeah. Okay, number 6, the routing. Routing, whether you are early delivering on direct, indirect, frequent stop, traffic congestion, and so on. You also are taking into consideration for the cost. Yeah, sometimes you delay. That's why I say you delay cost, delay movement. That means you are actually incurred cost on that particular movement. Yeah. So it's therefore the movement is based on the smooth movement lah. Yeah. Kalau katakan dia put it on rest, they have to rest at a specific time given instructed by the company. Okay. Number 7, dia kata administrators ataupun expertise, ya. At one time, better control, experience, good communication, and then standard operational processes, and also the rest one is the thing that required to be brought, yeah, for that particular movement. Yeah. Number 7, number 8, licensing. Licensing is the most important part, yeah. Before getting the new thing that we employ a driver to work under our organization, the most important thing that we have to have at least good drivers, good drivers to have license, and then the company permits, yeah. So we have to pay permit, protect parking, and enforcement lah, yeah, on what required. Number 10, insurance. Insurance for bus and passengers, yeah, building and rental. Normally the passenger we equip with insurance lah. Insurance normally they can see from from what we can see at present moment. Insurance for passengers is RM1 every movement. I can see that one for include lah when you purchase the ticket. Automatically that one already insured by the bus operator. Yeah. Okay. The final one, J, maintenance. You have to consider the daily maintenance, monthly maintenance, repairs, spares, breakdown, tires, towing, wear and tear. This one are actually on kata. It's not that easy. Just on kata you operate one bus company, just ignore about maintenance all about. Cannot, yeah. So you have to consider. So every time that we calculate the cost, we have to consider about 15% of our total cost is goes to maintenance. Yeah. This one is 10 matters that you have to consider on the justification for the price ticket, yeah, for the bus industry. Page 46. Okay. Okay, now we go to the new chapters, yeah. Taxi and limousine, yeah. Okay, taxi and limousine. Similar also, this one also part of the industry in transportation, yeah. And then if you can see that taxi and limousine normally placed at the airport, yeah, hotel, yeah. They are actually industry, yeah, operate by one company, and then they got thousands vehicle there at one particular time waiting for the passengers, yeah. When you go to the airport, KLIA, you can see that one is a taxi and limousine. And then based on the several categories, smaller, middle, bigger, and then the most expensive one, and then some cheap car, taxis normal. That one is considered limousine. That one is operated by, it's not individual, but company, yeah. Normally they have about 100 vehicle at one time, yeah. And then they got several company operated at the KLIA, you can see there. And then the price of the movement already fixed on the books. Area pricing, we call it, yeah, area pricing. That automatically, when you want to go where, that one already stated there. 50 ringgit, 60 ringgit, 100 ringgit, and so on. This one is taxi limousine, yeah. Okay, in the book, you can see there. Okay, chapter 4 in the book, yeah, page 57. Page 57. Yeah, this is very important subject for you to understand. Okay, what is taxis actually? Taxi industry is term applicable in taxi and limousine industry. And then the important taxi and limousine is economic for economic development lah, yeah. Even though got a small portion, a small space, yeah, we can accommodate 3 or 4 passengers at one point in time. They also contributing to the economic development in that particular country, because the taxi is the most closest orang kata to the passengers. They can connect it to other mode as well, yeah. Even though you are actually using a taxis, but they are actually part of the business. And then they got transaction there. Of course, they are encourage more growth in economic for that particular movement. That means the industry can also make a profit, and then the people use that facilities of the bus or the taxis also can go faster. That means you can develop doing a business, yeah, and entirety personal requirement. Like most of them are doing business lah, yeah, visits dan sebagainya kan. Good for the in term of the transaction. Okay. The operation activity in taxi is limousine, yeah, taxi and limousine. We are going to discuss on this, and then the process in setting up business, taxi and limousine, and then the fees calculation, the most important thing in business and business maximization. Yeah. Okay. Terms, most important terms. Apa dia term ni? Alamak. Dia ni dalam taxi dia orang panggil in UK, US, dia panggil share taxi. Maknanya you can share more than one passenger, share taxi. It's a mode of transport that falls between private transport and conventional bus, with a fixed route but convenient for stopping every to pick and drop passenger. The taxi, ataupun share taxi, dia ada special routes, ya. And then the route is actually given by the permit approved by the minister. In any other countries also, they also have to apply this. So one day you got no job to do this, doing this, no problem. Yeah. But Grab, that one is part of the present evolution at present current requirement Grab. Grab also industri juga lah. Termasuk dalam limousine ya ataupun taxis ya. Share taxis often unfixed time schedule. And the type of share has no fixed routes. The difference with the regular taxi cabs, taxi cab is fact that taxi is shared. Shared are main system public transport many countries. Okay, semua taxi-taxi kat seluruh dunia ni ialah dia orang panggil share taxi ataupun taxi cab ataupun cab ataupun mini limousine ataupun grabs ya. Pun taxi juga lah. Di kumpulan taxi ya. Okay, type of vehicle ya. Type of vehicle ya. Normally type of vehicle share taxi kat the various type including minibus. Pun boleh dikatakan taxi juga minibus ya. Kalau 24 and above, bus minibus lah. Kalau katakan 24 and below, dia kata minibus ya. 24 and above dia panggil bus. 24 and below dipanggil minibus ya. Ataupun midi buses, smaller than minibuses, pakai midi kan. Ataupun cover pickup rail pun boleh panggil taxi juga ya. Ada orang pakai pickup jadikan Grab boleh juga kan. Dia panggil itu pickup truck ataupun station wagon dulu ada station wagon but sekarang tak ada juga ya. Ataupun small lorry pun boleh panggil taxi. Bukan di Malaysia, other country they are using lorry ya. So what we have here is operation and vehicle ownership ya. Di dalam transportation ni, the most important thing that you need to have the operational technique to operate the taxi, Grab ataupun limousine ya, activities ya. And then the operation is based on the requirement for the public lah. And then access license by the government. At present moment, we have Grab. Grab also controlled at present moment by the government. You have to send for Puspakor inspection, make sure they're safe, and so on and so forth. And then same goes to limousine industry in the airport. We can see that every time they have to go and perform. They got the system that controlled by the government to make sure that people are safe while using the services of a limousine industry. Yeah. Okay. Number two, dia kata the vehicle ownership. Vehicle ownership, that means when you counted the number of vehicle available at one particular time owned by the company, that means the ownership of the company can be considered well based on the capacity kan. So indirectly we can measure the company punya wealth ataupun property. And at the same time, also we can measure the country punya wealth. How good is the system in transportation actually based on what actually the capacity can deploy the movement to encourage movement at one particular time. Please take note that in transportation, we encourage movement. More that you move, better for the economy. Ataupun less movement, very slow moving, slow economy on that particular country. Ingat tu. Okay. Okay. What else? PES. PES ni tambang lah ya. PES ni tambang. Tambang of PES is to be paid travelers, allow her or her to make use public transport system, to connect rail, bus atau bus in case of air transport, air fares open, for instance, travel fares, taxis usually higher than from other public transport. Jadi kalau road transport ni taxis lah yang paling mahal lah, as compared to other public transport. Ya, kalau public transport, train, ya, rail, LRT and so on cheaper, ya. Tapi kalau naik taksi mahal sikit. Kalau naik Grab murah sikit, macam tu, ya. Tapi mahal daripada expensive as compared to other public transport. Ya. Fares does not depend on the number of people traveling in taxi. Sometimes there is system where strangers share a taxis and fares per person. Fare are usually calculated according to the combination distance and waiting time. Sebab kalau di Kuala Lumpur traffic jam, even the show in the orang kata dalam meter tu kan, they can charge more because of due to traffic jam, waiting time and so on. Which is if you operated a taxi in Kuala Lumpur area, that means you are actually very risky lah, because we are at any one time we facing the traffic jam. Yeah, traffic jam is costly. That's why, as I told you earlier, if that particular is cause traffic jam all the time, the economic or business of that particular country is not that good as quiet lah. Yeah, so smooth movement. Yeah. So sometimes the taxi driver refuse to take the passenger, during the peak hours, traffic jam kan, because jam can't do anything. Jadi dia lost income lah because of traffic jam. Okay. So what else? It normally that accessories fixed in the bus, in the taxis or limousine is such. Dekat dia ada taxi meters. Dekat limousine pun ada meters. Sometimes they got meters. Yeah. And then sometimes they got ticket printer. They print how much you want. Dekat Grab pun dah ada printer. Just print that thing how much. Printer. For claiming purposes lah. Yeah. And then fraud and prevention control. Part of owner through the impression of ticket, computer monitoring. Additional taximeter are often sealed and municipal weights, scale, authority, initial and calibration. Dia ni fraud and control prevention ni, once you key in, driver key in, so can be monitored by the office lah. It's not simply monitored. Every time that limousine move, they can control by the office. And then obviously when they're bringing more than 2 or 3 passengers, they can also control. Okay. And then the weights, the weight also can be controlled, measured at one particular time. Sometimes the taxi driver ataupun taxi operator, they charge more weight. Kalau buat 2-3 bag and so on, they charge more. That one is okay. No problem. And then number 4, they got radio telecommunication those days. But now people seem to control using the handphone. Those days they got radio communication. In KLIA, Limo still have this radio communication because they are short distance, easy to control the movement and so on. Easy. Kalau gunakan handphone, kadang sometimes people see or not using handphone, orang kata radio communication easy for them to track and to control where to go and so on. The arrival of the flight, what time, and then people communicate requirement for at one particular time. Orang kata limo to be used, ordered, demanded by the customer. And normally in the airport, they got the booths there. They got the different type of orang kata operators, in the limousine industry in KL. You got several, more than 10, I think. You can choose which one. Normally, they are actually similar price because the price already discussed upon within the industry, the rates. For example, from KLIA to PJ, for example, 60 ringgit already fixed. And then company P also charge 60 ringgit. And then the charges is very depend on the size and the condition of the car. Kalau you nak Mercedes-Benz, maybe RM80. Kalau just normal Proton, maybe RM60. Yeah. Kalau limousine lain, maybe RM70. All those things, they got the different type of classes lah. Sometimes people need to have classes, yeah. Image of the person that will to travel, and then they're willing to pay, higher price because of the condition of the car. Okay. Dispatching trip assignment through radio system, boleh pakai radio juga, boleh instructed, ataupun boleh, you also boleh encourage trip generation, through the radio, from time to time, And then the last one, they got a seat sensor that detect passenger or passenger to prevent. Maknanya seat sensor also can be part of the thing. Can admin office can control lah. They got seat people there rather than radio. So can detect that. That one is accessories lah, normally pictures, yeah. So what else in limo? They kata nature of business in limousine industries is the place, tempat, normally station in airport, hotel, 5-star hotel and so on, you got limo industry. And then they normally operated by company or individual. Kalau individual, maybe 2 or 3 lah, below than 3 lah. Kalau company, maybe 3 and above lah. Control one particular time. They serve airport and various hotel in the big cities lah. Kalau tengok Kuala Lumpur, you can see big cities there, you got limo. Limo also they connected to seaport and so on. And sometimes used by the hotel to accommodate the passengers requirement. Yeah? At one time, we got one. The taxi, the limo is keep on changing lah. Today is orang kata car number 1, tomorrow car number 2, company any one time, yeah. Tapi kalau you pergi KLIA, airport, big cities, they got big numbers of that. Just standby at the fleets punya tempat tu, and then when the aircraft arrive, touchdown, automatically that come up from the fleets punya yard, and then straight away they are actually waiting, come to the waiting place and then pick up the driver. And then the ticket sold by the booths. Dia tak boleh orang kata jual tangan, booths itself. So at the same time, they can control lah in terms of movement, in terms of money collection and so on and so forth. Yeah. So from time to time, they can see the orang kata the signal indicate that the number requirement, the number of taxi ataupun limousine at only one time using the ticket, so they can trigger. Oh, kurang, so you have to supply. That's why you can see kadang-kadang seronok juga tengok taxi limousine dekat KLIA so at one time, so everything there already. Okay, number 1, number 2 is routes. Route ni jalan-jalan lah. Route kalau KLIA, they are actually open. And then the charges is actually based on the routes that already agreed upon. Or sometimes they display, sometimes not. When you buy ticket, okay, gimana? PJ, okay, RM60. Automatically that's RM60 because the system already indicate. And most of the counters are actually selling the same price based on the condition of the vehicle ataupun taxi. And then see customers, customers something very demanding, very demanding. Sometimes you small vehicle, base, they got so many choices. Sometimes taxi, cheaper lah. Kalau nak semi orang kata limousine, either Mercedes or Proton Perdana and so on, that one is considered expensive than normal taxi. They got 2 choices actually. Customers lah. Kalau macam kita ni ambil taxis limo lah, taxis and so on. Number 3, tambang. Tambang, as I said just now, is based on the agreement, based on the agreement among the companies or services that serve that particular area. The airport lah. They have to have meeting about the routing and so on. Automatically, they are actually standardized. And based on the condition of the vehicle, okay. And then through this, you can generate income for the operators. And then operators also profitable. So at the same time also, you as a passenger also profitable because you are traveling faster as compared to you traveling to other maybe rail or your other public bus lagi cepat. So both are actually win-win lah. And then number 5 is income licensing. Yeah. As I said just now, licensing for the operators and licensing for the drivers. Yeah. This is actually business in taxi and limo industries. Yeah. Okay, taxis, business calculation. Taxis or limousine and business calculation. Jadi kalau ada soalan taxi seperti ini, ialah explain the operational activity taxis industry in Malaysia and the factor considered using taxis, thing considered oversupply taxis, the economic factors in the limousine industries, calculate break-even point. This one is normally question come up in the final examination. So you can find this one from the book here. Find this one. I think the answer from the book. So from time to time you can read the book from chapter 4. Chapter 4, page 57. 57. Tak banyak. 57 until 68. 68, 57, 68. 11 pages only. Even though that one is small pages that I have drafted here, this one is very meaningful if you read. Very meaningful if you read. Okay. And then before that, I'm going to add some more. As stated in the book, page 58, they got the role of taxi and limousine. They got 10 roles, taxi and limousine. 10 major roles as follows. They got provide mobility from rural and urban areas, can play important role in public transport. They can play important role in public transport. This one is taxi role. Number 1. Number 2, creating job opportunity. Job opportunity. So one of these day maybe you got no job, you want to work on the you want to work on the what call it limousine industry. You can go to KLIA and get job there lah. Normally they open lah. So the what is your position as fleet controller or scheduler? So many places that for you to work there. Easy lah. Pegawai operasi, executive operasi, executive scheduler. This one is your position lah one day. You can manage your KB. And the processes are actually for the target group requirement lah. The job lah kan. For example, also at the same time you got no job, you can operate your own limo. Buy one Mercedes limo. Dia buat limo, personal limo and so on. Ataupun Grab. It's part of the limousine lah. Taxi limousine. Yeah. Or you can do your own ataupun you can work under somebody. As an executive or officers control the vehicle. Yeah. Job. Yeah. Number 3, branch or element in business and economic development. Yeah, taxi, as I said just now, taxi is playing important part in the economic development in the business and so on transaction. The more that you move, better for the economics. Generate trips, generate the movements. For example, taxis lah. Yeah, closest to the customer, door to door lah. Yeah. And then the complementary and rural and urban mobility, yeah, go to rural, urban, need bus sometime, yeah, rather than bus, you can use taxi. Integrate into mobility planning and trip generation. Why trip generation? Because we encourage the trip, more trip that you make in every company that make more, that mean they can, what we call it, generate more revenue lah. So you encourage mobility, you encourage trip generation, so you also can generate more revenue that particular movement. Yeah. Okay, number 6, taxi provides services for elderly, younger generation, disability, and other social group with specific need. Sometimes taxi is designed for elderly or disabled people. So taxis lah. Limousine pun macam tu juga. You go there, you want to buy a ticket for disabled. Dia akan bagilah disabled. Prepare everything there already. Got special bigger compartment and so on, easy for them. And then special place for wheelchair, for example. Limo lah kan. Okay, yang ketujuh, connection with other mode, of course. Yang ke-8, movement improve population, employment growth, supporting tourism industries and industry trades. Taxi limousine is also part of the tourism industry. Kalau taxi tak ada, kurang sikit industry in tourism. You are actually supporting for people to visit the various places faster, to the closest place lah, until door to door lah, And then taxi also is part of trades. Trade means that you are doing a business, discussing thing about requirement and so on using taxi, limousine faster, so improve lah, the economic of that particular country. And then the last one, supply sets correctly include existing capacity. Existing capacity of vehicle taxis and plan system and infrastructure. Supply side. Sometimes at the present moment we have a number of vehicle operated, more supply rather than demand. So we have to integrate to reduce speed, and then we have to channel out to other things as operators in transport industry, in taxi, limousine, to make sure that at the end of the financial period you can almost profitable. This one is the most important. And then the last one, they kata encourage the ownership of the vehicle. So as I said earlier, kalau katakan company itu ada besar, dia punya quantity of fleet, that means they are actually good in term of ownership. Kalau ownership, at any one time we can liquidate ataupun kita boleh pinjam duit dengan lebih banyak lah, because based on the asset that we have. For example, at one particular time got 10 million asset limousine tu kan. That means you have 10 million asset money lah, in term of asset, can be liquidate ataupun kita boleh buat pinjaman, buat sebagainya, to buy a new vehicle and so on. This one asset lah for the company. So between the operators and the government are actually engaged. They got win-win lah. You are actually doing a thing that for the purpose of company, for the purpose of country's development. This one in terms of economic and businesses. Nampak slide dia tak? You can see the slide. Nampak?
Yes, Doctor.
Nampak Okay. Now you go to the page page 61. Okay, page 61. Dah buka? 61. Kalau dah buka, bagi jempol sikit. Bagi thumb. Okay, good. Okay, page 31, table 3.3, the calculation table. Similar lah. Kalau kita buat industry in trucking, then haulage buses, so they are actually similar. As you see them, the scenario, that one is reflect to this slide lah, Okay, the scenario, distance, taxi price is 80,000, distance 200 kilometer journey, day 2 ways is 400 kilometer. Type long distance taxi, number of seat 4 seaters, petrol 1.95, target liters 11 kilometer liters. Ensuring the break-even point, the operator should be able to calculate justify for the business. Table 3.3 indicate the actual calculation and justification for the study. Ingat anything that you move, in taxis, limousine, so you have to consider the cost. Here I suggested 7 variable, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you have to consider depreciations, for 5 years. You have to consider the installment. Kalau you pinjam duit, secara pinjaman, secara installment. You have to consider the fuel, number 3. Number 4, wages. Number 5, insurance. Number 6, admin costs. Number 7 is the repair and maintenance parts. The variable look like smaller as compared to haulage industry, because they are actually traveling from short distance places. They're not involved so many things in variable. So, and then profit, total cost is about 450 ringgit, and then profit you charge them about 12%, overall collection about 505 ringgit 50 cents, as the GST about 50 ringgit, and then overall cost too is 550.4. So advisable ticket, suggested ticket lah, advisable ticket. Suggested ticket for one way to Malacca is about 277.50 cents. Ingat tu. Kalau you dapat 277 cents, that means you already profitable. That one is one way. Kalau two ways, more profitable. Kalau one way saja 277, that means you are actually break even on that particular movement. Okay. So normally kalau taxi limousine, kalau dia hantar ke Kuala Lumpur, ke Melaka, is 277 ringgit 50 cents. That means kalau balik kosong, rugi tak rugi? Maybe they go to nearest airport in Melaka, get the collection there lah. Ya kan? Kalau tidak pun, dia still untung tetapi dia tak maximize dia punya profit lah. Jadi, for that particular movement, is untung je lah. Okay, that's how you going to calculate the taxis, limousine for that particular. Okay, next paragraph in the same page, dia kata justification for ticket price and charges. They have also similar what we study in the haulage and bus industries. To consider that, number A, dia kata fuel price. The price keep on increasing and orang kata increase and decrease, And then the wages, wages tadi kan. Number 4, wages kan. And then the capacities, sometimes kalau 5, dia single lah. This one is not important, but you have to consider juga about fuel usage. Kalau you bawa berat, I mean, fuel tu akan banyak lah. Kalau you bawa ringan, fuel tu akan dapat kurang. And then the target groups. If you operated in the airport and so on, and then the target group there already, so you can serve them well. Okay. And then the condition of taxis, they got the category taxi, normal taxi, semi-structured taxi, and then the limousine and so on and so forth. And then they will affect the cost, the cost of the taxi, the cost of the movement. And then the routing, routing ni route lah, the routing lah. Kalau katakan routes, kalau KLIA tu route anytime, anywhere in the areas lah, sampai Johor Bahru, sampai Ipoh and so on and so forth, very far. And then the admin, sama juga, expertise, people control the movement and so on. If this one fall under the category big fleets, big taxi operators, and then they got system, operational life system, operation system better to control at one particular time. Okay. And then you have to target the total trips for the Kuala Lumpur. Normally that we targeted for how many movement for one particular time, particular day. For example, one day you have to target your driver 7 trip, for example, in order for you to make profit. Even though if you run for 1 or 2 trip profit on that particular day, tetapi maybe the company is not making profit. That's why every time you target the drivers, okay, you have to move at least 7 trip this one. Every flight touchdown, you have to go again. So maximize the trip as many as possible in order for you to break even. It's not only for that particular vehicle and driver, but also for the company. That one is most important. Maximize the trips. Okay. Okay. Page 63 refers to the comparison manual calculation and government rate. Dia kata total cost manual calculation is 450. Mana ni? 450. Okay. For example, total cost manual calculation is 450, and then ticket price for 2 ways 450 cent, 400 kilometer 2 ways. It's considered calculated 2 ways, bukan 1 ways, 2 ways. Because to and fro is already calculated distance. Okay, ingat In table 3.3, para 3 there, they got fuel, 1 ringgit 89 cent, They have already calculated 2 ways, That means minyak untuk 2 hala RM70.20. It already calculated. So the cost of the price, even though you charge them, for one way is RM450.50, ya. Tapi kalau one way, RM277.50. Kalau two ways, RM450.50. Right? Okay. Comparison between manual calculation and government rates, page 63, they said that total cost 450, total pricing 450%. And then government rates, the government rate RM RM3. You can see the table 3.4 there, they kata the government rate RM402, based on table 3.4. But actual rate is 400. Manual rate is RM450. RM450.50. That means, this means that the price for the government is cheaper as compared to, cheaper by more or less about RM48 lah, ya, as compared by manual calculation. Okay, tak banyak lah beza kan. That one, this standard can be used lah, ya. Either they want to use government ataupun they can use manual calculation. The difference is not that much, ya. Table 3.4, structure fare as proposed by government as follows. They kata distance was clear. These are actually the standards price given by the government at one particular time until now lah, ya. And some taxi, airport taxi using coupon, coupon kan RM20. Tetapi now they are using calculated manually, ya, straight away. There is structured calculation there in order for them for the movement lah. Alright, with aircon and without aircon tak applicable lagi. Most of the taxis now are using aircon, 80 cent per kilometer, 18 cent kilometer, ya. Additional minute pertama, for example, first kilometer 18 cent, and then additional second kilometer is 2.5 cent dan sebagainya. Yeah. These are actually the rates given by the Okay, any questions so far? No question.
Doctor, I have a question.
Yeah.
I want to ask the break even from ebook page 62. The break even point is it the total cost 450.50 cents?
Break even in Malay is titik pulang modal. Yeah. Titik pulang modal mean that you akan dapat pulang modal on that particular movement, that particular day lah, ya. For example, if you move day and then the punya cost is orang kata RM450, RM450. Whether that RM450 is already break even on that particular day or not. So you have to calculate. Maybe untuk titik pulang modal on that break even point on that particular, maybe RM600 on that particular taxi. Yeah. So if one trip is not enough, yeah, for you to calculate in order for you to break even, maybe you need to have another one more trip. That means 450. So at one particular time, so you might be profitable, because kalau 450 times 2 is already 900. Okay, 900. Your break even point on that particular day is 600 just now. You're profitable for 300. That one is considered titik pulang modal. So in any transport industry, titik pulang modal they already set. Okay, our titik pulang modal, that means titik pulang modal on that particular day, 700, 800, 900. That one is calculated in advance because of your cost, office maintenance, lorry, vehicle, and then supporting document, supporting staff, and so on. Our cost for that particular day for one vehicle is 600 ringgit for one vehicle. So you have to do more than 600 ringgit in order for us, for the company to break even. Even just now I said from here to Malacca, for KLA to Malacca is 550, right? 450, for example. It's not titik pulang modal yet. So that particular company need to make 2 trips for that particular vehicle in order to make a 1 titik pulang modal for that particular day. Titik pulang modal is 600 outside, for example. So you have to have at least 2 trips at one particular day. So kalau 2 trip, 450 plus 450, 900. 900 minus by 600 got 300. Yeah, got 300. That one's already profitable. Understand?
That means total cost isn't our break-even point. We need to maybe
Yes.
that there will be a certain amount. Maybe it's more than 450. So if that
Yeah.
there's a break-even point is given, then we need to earn more than the break-even
Yeah,
buying
yeah, yeah.
and get the profit.
Yes, baru kita kata okay, oh bagus, untung. Modal sudah cukup, modal sudah balik kan. Modal kita kata 600 one day kan. Include your gaji manager, gaji executive, gaji supervisor, and so on, 600 ringgit for this for one particular vehicle. So you targeted for the vehicle to move at least 2 trip for this. That means you can get 900. So the more that move, better.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Oh, thank you, Doctor.
Okay, good. Lain tak ada apa ya. So I'm going to open up this.
Doctor,
Okay.
about the assignment for having a question about assignment, Doctor, it's not so clear about that.
Assignment 4 apa je question dia apa dia? Saya pun terlupa.
The bus industry transport passenger from Sintong to Kuala Lumpur.
Then?
Explain about that once again, Doctor.
Okay. Bus industry ya.
Yes, Doctor.
Nak the book again. Okay, you want to calculate the ticket, bus industry. Bus industry, you want to calculate the ticket, from Changlun to Kuala Lumpur, ya.
Oh, Changlun to Kuala Lumpur, Doctor.
Yeah.
Like that day, I heard that like Doctor said Kanga to Changlun.
Kanga to Changlun. That one stage bus. That one is not express bus. Which one do you want? Express bus?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, Doctor. Can also Changlun to Kuala Lumpur also can.
Changlun to Kuala Lumpur is express bus. They got 2 type of calculation. Number 1 is express bus. Number 2 is stage bus. Both they got assignment, right? Either assignment 3 or assignment 4. Which one you still blur?
Now I understand, Doctor.
Understand, yeah? How come
About the now you said the bus express, right, Doctor?
Yeah.
For the ticket, right? So the
Yeah,
question is already given. So we
When
just
the-
follow in the book.
Yeah, follow in the book.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, good.
So, Doctor,
Okay.
about my explanation through the video, is that exactly correct? So we can just follow the video, right? Since you already
Okay.
approved. Is it?
Can follow the video also can? No problem. As long at the
Okay.
end, you can justify the price ticket. The price ticket, that's all. And then a comparison, compare your own calculation and the government rate table.
Okay. Okay, thank you, doctor.
Okay, good. Okay, you can snap your attendance now. Yeah. So we have how many people here?
Good day, doctor. I have one question regarding the taxi.
Uh-huh.
Can I know what is the airport taxi in the page 63? Because he has the airport taxi coupon, 10 ringgit, 35 ringgit, and 25 ringgit.
The pricing, yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
How
the
we
pricing
should
of
know?
the ticket pricing in the airport is very different. They got different between type of taxi or limo. Kalau you naik limo normal limo, ada taxi macam taxi lambang taxi color one, that one cheaper as compared to limousine, Mercedes and MPV. Yeah, that's why the pricing is different. Why different? Because they got the orang kata meeting with the government, with the various of the airport operators, taxi airport, regarding this. That one different. And then they have also targeted on the break-even point on that particular day. Kalau RM10 kan, so you have to make many trip on that particular day. Kalau you charge the higher price, that means little trips lah. That's why different only. That's why you can see the type of taxi, the type of limousine at one particular time. Ya. Lagi besar, lagi mahal taxi tu, more expensive the price lah. Yeah. That one is okay because that one is already structured and agreed upon by the government on the rates supposed to be charged by the to the operators by the operators to the passenger. Yeah. The only thing that we want you to calculate your own whether the day-to-day activities is going to be profitable or not. Yeah. Okay, understand?
Okay, I understand, doctor. So the question
Okay.
will mention the airport taxi for the price, right?
Yeah.
Okay, understood. Thank
So,
you, doctor.
okay.